Hi, it's another great day in Coto de Caza, Orange County, California. We have a new plant for us today. This guy here is called a yarrow, or it's called a common yarrow. Some people call it a yarrow. That's okay. In Spanish, it's called a plumajillo. That means little feather, because the leaves here, they look like little feathers, okay? This is a yellow variety, a little reddish on him. We got another variety over here. This one here is pinkish. All right. And so our yarrow is also known as a gordaldo, nosebleed plant, old man's pepper, devil's nettle, soldier's woodwort, thousand leaf, and a bunch of other names. So it goes by the scientific name Achillea millefolium. And it comes to us from the temperate regions of Asia and Europe. But it can be found in North America, United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand. And it's super common in California, but not out in the Mojave or Colorado deserts. And today, this is a super common ornamental plant, drought tolerant, great for wildlife gardens. It grows best in full sun like we have here, and well-drained soils. It has a strong scent, kind of smells like chrysanthemum. And this is an herb. It's got terrific healing properties, and it gets its name, this genus Achillea, from the Greek warrior Achilles, who applied yarrow to his wounds and other soldiers' wounds. And in fact, in the ancient days, it was known as herba militaris. It is used in the curing of the flow of blood from battle wounds. It was also used in the American Civil War as a healing agent for wounded soldiers. All right? And it gets its name millefolium for the 1,000 leaves you'll find on all the stems. So let's take a closer look at one over here. So he's erect, herbaceous, perennial plant. So he flowers each year. He grows from sea level up to about 11,000 feet in elevation. And it produces lots of stems. So let's take a closer look at the leaves here. Lots and lots of leaves on this plant. And they're large at the base. And as they work themselves up the stem, they spiral around the stem in alternating fashion. Okay? And they get smaller and smaller until they get to the top where we have the cluster or little panicle of flowers here. And the leaves are very feathery looking, like I mentioned, and they got little hairs on them, and that helps with evaporation and transpiration, so loss of water. It's got tiny, tiny petioles that attach the leaves here to the stem. And these are either bipinnate or tripinnate leaves that you see here. So the flowers here, they bloom at the top of the stems, and they bloom from around May through July. They come in varieties of white, pink, red, and yellow. Okay, and there's about, underneath the flowers, there's about 4 to 9 little leaf structures called filaries. They're a special type of leaf. It's called a bract, which helps protect the flowers. And this plant comes from the Asteraceae family, so it's an aster, related to our sunflowers and daisies. Here's a better one over here, a little more purple-like. Okay, so they have the same physical structure as those other aster plants. So in the center of each section, we have disc flowers, and that has the stamens, the pistils, the anthers, and the pollen. And you get about 15 to 40 different little disc flowers per cluster. And outside the flowers are petal-like structures. Those are called the ray flowers. And they're usually about 3 to 8 of them, as you can see here. These are super, super tiny. Wow. So this inflorescence, it grows at the top of the stem in what's called a flat-topped capitulum. And that means the outer stems kind of branch out, and they're longer than the inner ones. So it happens, this cluster here becomes flat on top instead of kind of inversely ovate. All right, so let's take a look at our other variety over here. And these are a little bit older. Okay, and you can see the leaves are a little more defined, a lot wider. And the flowers clusters are the capitulum on top. See how flat that is? Almost like a tabletop. Okay, look at that. Wow. Now the pollinators include various insects, mostly moths and beetles, ladybugs, and some wasps. And is considered a companion plant for your garden because it attracts the good insects who will eat the bad insects, like the aphids and other pests. So this is a new flower, as you can tell, but as it ages, it'll turn a different color, right? And it'll eventually form little super small single-seeded fruits called cypsela. And that's what you get out of this little brown cluster or capitulum of older flowers. See if I got some really old ones here. Let's see. All right. So all these were seed, and that's the best way to propagate this plant is by the seeds that'll come out of these dead flowers. So yarrow's been used for lots of medicinal purposes. It has a dark blue essential oil which contains chemicals called proazulines. All right? Also has isovaleric acid, salicylic acid, asparagine, sterols, and flavonoids. It can be brewed into a tea for consumption, helps relieve earaches, throat infections, even used as an eye wash. Is known to reduce pain and fever, also help induce sleep. And the leaves here, they can be chopped into a salad or an herb. In the Middle Ages, it was used for flavoring beer before hops came along. You can grind or mush up the leaves as well. Okay, apply them into like a mush, and then apply them on your cuts and abrasions to help with the healing. Also used as a nice tincture for aroma for your bathroom or your bedroom. The oil can also be used for dyeing wool. And some birds, like the European starlings, now they'll align their nests with yarrow leaves, and presumably that helps prevent parasites. And in folklore, yarrow is presumed to be the first herb that Jesus put in his hands as a child, so it's known to bring you lots of good luck. So in China, it's considered bringing you good luck. In Scotland, if you hold it up to your eyes, it'll give you second sight, like ESP. All right? And in Sussex, you use yarrow to find your real sweetheart. So you would pick yarrow from a grave, and then you would recite a poem, and then put the yarrow under your pillow. Then you wake up, and you find your true love. And there's lots of cultivars and hybrids of yarrow. Okay, we got our Paprika, which is kind of this yellowish, reddish color. All right. We also have, over here, I'm not exactly sure what variety this is, but we have Red Beauty, Red Velvet, Saucy Seduction, Strawberry Seduction, which is red, Island Pink, and I think this one might be Island Pink. Okay, and we also have Calistoga, which is white. And for maintenance, they're very low maintenance, low water, well-draining soil. And for pruning, you cut back the flowers and the stems after the blooms are done, usually late summer or fall. And you cut these all the way down to the base, all right? And as they grow during the year, if they have any broken stems or broken leaves or dying parts, like here, right? This guy's kind of dying. You just pull them off, and it helps this plant grow better, right? A lot of dead parts on this guy here. Needs a little love. All right, and this plant will tend to grow out like in a bowl shape, okay? Let's see here. These are pretty young, so they're not growing so much yet, but they'll grow out like a bowl, and then the inside will get all woody and kind of die a lot. So you got to clean out the insides a little more frequently, and you get a better shape and also a better growth. All right, you can shape these guys by pruning, selective pruning, to get the right color you want. So how about that? That's our common yarrow, Achillea millefolium. Well, hope you liked that video. Thanks for watching. Bye.